we are, and on a busy night of high school basketball going on in the county and throughout the Cape Atlantic League and Tri-County conferences. And tonight it's going to be Cape May Tech against Wildwood, two pretty long rivals going back to really when Cape May Tech started its program in the mid-1990s.
And one thing about this, as you said, Brian, it's a good rivalry. Since Tech has come into play as a high school with the sending districts being the entire county, so you get some kids from the Wildwood area as well as the surrounding areas. But there's a very good rivalry here, and you can throw the records out. That's the one thing about when these county teams get together. Cape May Tech comes into this game with a record of 3 wins and 13 losses. And the Warriors are reeling a little bit. They're 7-8, and they were not penciled in to be a sub-500 team.
I think the thing with Wildwood, buddy, and talking to Coach Scott McCracken, they're really struggling to find consistency. They've played some very good teams tough. They had a close loss to Pittman, one of the better teams in South Jersey, especially in Group 1. Obviously, they had the 4-point loss the other night against Middle. But then they have a couple perplexing losses against teams that they probably have more talent than. And, inconsistency, that's what leads to a 7-8 record. So Wildwood hoping to finish the season strong. They certainly need this win here tonight for state playoff seeding. The PowerPoint system is done through your first 16 games. So Wildwood certainly looking for a win, and Cape May Tech, looking to pull an upset. Both of these teams, we mentioned Wildwood coming off tough, close losses in their last games. Wildwood lost that 4-point game to Middle on Saturday night. Cape May Tech losing by 2 to Buna yesterday. Yes,
and that's Wildwood has a little bit more, obviously, space between Saturday night and tonight being Tuesday night, and that very emotional game played in their gymnasium, a sold-out crowd. I mean, you want to talk about, and again, the proof right there, Brian, was throw the records out. Wildwood comes in 500. Middle comes in ranked. At that time, they were 3rd in South Jersey. They've now slid back to 4th. St. Augustine leapfrogged over them because they beat them Friday night. But then Cape May Tech had to travel up to Buna, and they lose a very tough one. So now they're going to be coming back on that emotional roller coaster. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the Hawks respond here tonight.
One thing to watch that's interesting, Buddy mentioned the whole thing with the sending districts and whatnot. Wildwood actually has 3 Cape May Tech transfers on its team. None of them will start, but all 3 of them will probably see at least a little bit of time, and Mike Veltri, Devontae Oglesby, and Mark Jones. So, there's a little bit, certainly a little extra juice, so to speak, maybe added to this game. Tech is coached by Bob Ridgway, Wildwood coached by Scott McCracken, and they're going to have a 3-man officiating crew for this one. Ron Bekunowitz, Chris Sayer, and Franco Raffici. So we're just about set to go here at Cape May Tech. They are going to play the national anthem, so we're going to step aside. We'll come back, starting lineups in the opening tip right after this. 98.7 The Coast at 98.7. Sounded very nice, but I just don't think this was the place to play it. But
nah.
Starters for Wildwood in the backcourt is the senior Francis Christian, the leading scorer on the Warriors, averaging over 20 points per game. And along with a sophomore, David Flanders. Anthony Madel, another senior, will play a swing position. And then down low, junior Jose Valentin and senior Wesley Hills. Wildwood will wear the away uniforms trimmed in white. And for Cape May Tech, they're going to start 4 sophomores and a senior. Bob Ridgway going to the rebuilding mode as his team has struggled in the early part of the season. So really doing the right thing and going to a rebuilding kind of phase here. So 4 sophomores and a senior. The lone senior is Jake Hemingway, averaging about 15 points and 10 rebounds a game. He's a 3-year starter, and he is 6'5", and he'll be the main threat for Cape May Tech tonight. In the backcourt, it's going to be Rob Darby along with Alinzo Love. Connor Kennedy and A.J. Pastor will play. Actually, Alinzo Love will play the swing position. Connor Kennedy will be the second guard, and Pastor will be the other forward along with Jake Hemingway. And couple of things to pass along Wildwood girls basketball coach Dave Troiano was going for his 600th career win tonight in the girls' game over in Wildwood between these two schools, and Wildwood was leading Cape May Tech 45-28 at the end of 3 quarters. You also have a couple big games going on, another local rivalry, Middle Township and Lower Cape May playing each other. The boys' game at Middle, the girls at Lower. Those games are scheduled for 7 p.m. tip-off. So, you know, considering all the other basketball that's going on in the county, buddy, we've got a pretty good crowd here at Cape May Tech for this one.
Yes, Brian. And, you know, the thing, again, you know, this is a game that
Remember,
has a lot of different storylines.
And excuse me, buddy, you know, the first time Cape May Tech ever got a county win was against Wildwood. And that kind of really made this a big rivalry when that happened, about, 10 or 12 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, and obviously we've seen some very good games between these two schools. And probably one of the most memorable game was the Group 1 state playoff game where Tech traveled to Wildwood. And that was a double overtime.
Probably one of the top 10 games we've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was followed.
Wildwood was down double digits, I think, in the 4th.
And I don't exactly remember whether it was the next night or the night before.
I think it was the next night we had the Hadfield.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out a way to splice the wires or cut to have a technical malfunction. And, wow, did Middle Township come to
an upset for the ages. It'll be Hills for Wildwood, Hemingway for Tech, jumping it up. If you're watching on your computer at 987thecoast.com, Cape May Tech in white is moving from right to left across your screen. Wildwood controls the tip as Hills out-jumps the taller Hemingway, and it's Francis Christian for the Warriors working against Rob Darby, straight up man-to-man for Tech. Love was really hounding Madel. Now here's Christian for 3, and he knocks it down from the left wing to start the game, giving Wildwood an early lead. Warriors will pressure. They've shown this pressure most of the season. Here's Pastor. Breaks the pressure, gets it across the timeline, and Tech settles down. It's Rob Darby. Wildwood straight up man-to-man here. Pastor guarded by Valentin at the foul line area. Hands off to Love. Love right elbow. Goes to Kennedy. Kennedy in the corner to Darby. Darby puts the ball on the floor, lost the dribble, goes to Love right at the top of the key. And here's a near steal by Christian. They're going to call a jump ball. Christian reached in, and Love prevented him for a split second from ripping the ball away, so causing the held ball. And Tech will have it as Wildwood won the tip to start the game. 3-0 Warriors, 7:09 to go first quarter.
Yeah, Linzo Love's got to take care of the ball. Obviously much better than that, especially with Francis Christian on him.
Kennedy dribble drive, shut off. And now Darby has it between the two circles. He'll restart his team's offense inside 7 minutes to go first quarter. This is the opening possession for Cape May Tech. Wildwood leads at 3-0 on a Francis Christian three-pointer. Here's Pastor. Good help by Hills. Pastor dips in, misses the shot. Hemingway, the offensive rebound, got it in a foul. As he was fouled, I believe, by Anthony Madel. That is the call. And Jake Hemingway to try to complete a three-point play here.
And Hemingway doing a good job going to the offensive glass. Wildwood's got to be very cognizant of where Jake Hemingway is and keep him off the boards.
Hemingway missed it. Wildwood coming up the floor here. Christian will tee up another 3. That one's off the rim, no good. Rebound to Kennedy. And he gives it off to Darby. Darby up across midcourt. Darby stops right elbow. Jumper on the way is good by Rob Darby. And Cape May Tech has a 4-3 lead. Here's Hills on the wing. 17-foot jumper. Got it. Wes Hills was wide open there as Hemingway decided not to step out. Wildwood showing pressure. Pastor with it. Goes back to Kennedy. Kennedy breaks the division line to beat a 10-second violation. Here's Darby for the Hawks, picked up by Madel between the two circles. Dribbles the ball to the right wing. Tech trying to run a set play. They get Hemingway open on a block-to-block screen. He's wide open, and he lays it in.
They didn't just try and run it. They executed a set play. getting Hemingway coming from the left block to the right block for an easy layup.
Christian, a foul line jumper is no good. And the rebound comes down to Darby. Up to Love. In the high post to Hemingway. Dips in. Ball tipped and stolen away by Christian. And then Hemingway knocked it out of bounds. So turnover on Cape May Tech. And Wildwood will have possession.
5:30 to play here in the first quarter. And it's Cape May Tech 6. The Wildwood Warriors 5. And that's the first turnover against either team in tonight's basketball game.
Here's Mark Jones into the game for the first time, actually replacing Francis Christian. Obviously, the Warrior coaches did not like the two quick shots that he took the last couple of possessions. So they're going to sit him down and talk to him for a little bit. Here's Dave Flanders for Wildwood, working against Kennedy, spins away from some pressure. Bounces it down low to Valentin, up high to Hills. Hills will drive the lane, gets to the rim, no good. Rebound, Valentin. Shot was blocked by Love, and the rebound stolen away by Hills. Shovels off to Jones, and he is fouled. The rebound came down to Pastor. Hills took it out of his hands. Nice little pass in traffic to Mark Jones, and now he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
And obviously, A.J. Pastor cannot allow that to happen. He's got to be strong with the ball. And then he picks up his first foul, first team foul against the Hawks.
Jones missed the first foul shot. That girls game over in Wildwood is a final, and Warrior coach Dave Troiano has won his 600th career game as Wildwood won it over Tech 60-46. Jones ties the game by making the second free throw. Knotted at 6, 4:45 to go in the first quarter. Darby right side on the wing. Hands it back to Kennedy. Kennedy stripped by Flanders. Got the ball back. Now he's trapped, but got it to Hemingway. His layup is no good. Rebound to Jones. Jones pushing for Wildwood. Flips it up to Hills. Hills cross-court look to Flanders for 3. In and out. Rebound taken by Love of Cape May Tech. Hawks trying to run. Here's Kennedy up the left side. Kennedy spins around a man, and now we have a foul called against Madel. And Kennedy will go to the line for 2 shots.
And Anthony Madel, the senior, is going to pick up 2 quick fouls. That's going to be his second, team's second. 4:13 to play in the opening quarter. We're tied at 6. Connor Kennedy on the line shooting 2.
First one's no good. Rich Ramagosa for the first time, and Francis Christian checking back in for Wildwood. And Corey Hoffman, a forward, will come in for the first time for Cape May Tech. Kennedy missed that first foul shot. It's still tied at 6 midway through the first quarter.
See Rich Ramagosa checking into the game with a much-needed hair improvement compared to Saturday night.
Yes. Here is Francis Christian for Wildwood. Goes to Jones on the left wing. Jones holds. Goes to Ramagosa. Swung in the corner to Christian. Fake the 3. Dribble penetrates. Scooping shot. Goes in and out after kissing off the glass. Good move, but he couldn't finish. And Cape May Tech the ball. Trapped is Darby. Darby nearly had it stolen, but they're going to say they tied him up. Francis Christian did it again, and this time on alternating possession. It'll go over to the Warriors.
And that will count as a turnover against the Hawks since the possession arrow was in Wildwood's favor. That's the 3rd turnover. And again, Tech needs to play strong with the ball. It's 3 times they've allowed Wildwood to basically just rip the ball out of their hands.
Christian, good look to Hills. 17-footer along the baseline, no good. Rebound Kennedy in traffic, and he's fouled by Ramagosa, I believe. Now they call the foul on Jones, actually.
And that foul, as you just said, Brian, on Mark Jones, the 5'7" senior guard. He picks up his first, team's 3rd.
Hoffman the inbound. And they're going to call a foul away from the ball on Wes Hills holding Jake Hemingway.
And Hills will pick up his first, team's 4th. 3:35 to go here in the first quarter. The Hawks lead the Warriors 7-6.
Inbounding is Hoffman, got it to Love. Love. Stolen away by Jones. Jones to the basket. Bounces across to Flanders, and he traveled. Jones needed to deliver that pass earlier, and when he threw it to Flanders, he was double-teamed amongst the trees, and in trying to get out of there, he traveled.
And that's going to be the first turnover here in the first quarter against Wildwood.
Jose Valentin checks back in for Wildwood. Inbounds pass, nearly stolen away, and actually Tech's going to lose it out of bounds.
And that time, just not a good entry pass. Jose Valentin did a good job getting his hand on the ball. And then Corey Hoffman carried it out of bounds or carried it over the end line.
Christian to Flanders for three, right off the inbound, and he knocks it down. And Wildwood now has the lead 9-7 on that three-pointer by David Flanders. Here's a steal, or a near steal, by Flanders. But Kennedy picked it back up, and then Hills knocked it out of his hands and out of bounds. And Cape May Tech will inbound again. Kennedy, center of the floor to Darby. Stripped by Christian. Christian to the basket. His finger roll is good. Center of the floor tipped, nearly stolen away again, but Hoffman came up with the loose ball for Tech. Here's Darby for three. That's way short. Long rebound to Ramagosa.
Very interesting form on that three-point shot attempt.
Here's Christian stopping at the top of the key. Backs away to break a 5-second count. Calls out a play, bounces right side to Flanders. Flanders swings it to Ramagosa, swung in the corner to Christian. Christian, baseline drive, reverse layup, no good. Rebound to Flanders. Flanders kicks it out, is fouled on the pass. Hemingway may have gotten a piece of that shot by Christian, that initial shot, but fouled was David Flanders after the rebound, and Wildwood will have possession. Warriors on a little 5-1 mini run here.
And that foul's going to be on number 44, Corey Hoffman. His first, team's fourth.
Christian for three off the inbound, no good. Connor Mulville, who just checked into the game, the rebound, good box out, and Rich Ramagosa fouled him from behind. Wildwood's committed 5 team fouls already, still with 2:23 to go in the second quarter. Tech gets it into Hemingway. C.J. Wise is in the game for Tech for the first time. Wildwood picks up a steal. Christian lobs it up, and the layup is good by Jose Valentin, who caught it and laid it in all in one motion. Mulville up the floor for Tech. Got it to Kennedy. Kennedy trapped. Ball was ripped out of his hands by Ramagosa. Then it popped free right to Hemingway, right on the doorstep of the rim, and he laid it up and in. Flanders down the lane, and they're going to call a travel. He went one dribble, way too many there, and got caught in traffic and turned it over.
That's going to be the second turnover against Wildwood. 1:53 to play here in the first quarter. The Warriors on top, 13-9.
Mike Veltri in the game for Wildwood. Mulville gets it to Kennedy, swung up to Hoffman. Hoffman back to Kennedy, over to Mulville. Mulville across midcourt against Veltri. Mulville spins away from a double team, gets to the rim and lays it up and in.
What a tough move that time by Connor Mulville.
13-11 Wildwood. Here's Christian. He's bumped and fouled by Hoffman.
And Corey Hoffman's going to pick up his second, team's fifth. 1:28 to play, 13-11, Wildwood on top. Hoffman will be taken out of the game, picking up that second.
Bob Ridgway actually thought he was going to get an offensive foul called against Wildwood. Here's Flanders for three, no good. Long rebound comes down to Mulville, and Tech has possession. Mulville across midcourt, stops, bounces to Kennedy. Kennedy for three, bang!
Wow, nice look by Mulville to find Kennedy spotting up.
Christian right down the lane as he went quickly after the made basket, lays it up and in, and Bob Ridgway did not like that, and he calls a quick timeout. 15-14, Wildwood on top, 1:04 to go first quarter. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast. All right, back at Cape May Tech, Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbot, and 15-14, Wildwood leads in a back and forth first quarter. with 1:04 to go in the period. And Bob Ridgway, the Tech coach, just called a quick timeout, was not happy. Connor Kennedy made a 3 to give his team a 1-point lead, and within 5 seconds, Francis Christian was down the other end for Wildwood, laying the ball in the basket. He was not happy with his team's transition defense, buddy.
Nah, it was uncontested. Nobody in help side. And Francis Christian just exploded right to the rim on the right side, used the glass and laid it in.
Pastor inbounds. It was knocked out of play by Hills. So Tech has it again. Pastor having some trouble getting it in. Finally got it to Love. Pastor pass tipped, but goes right to Kennedy. Kennedy down the lane. Good look. And Mulville lays it up and in.
And again, that was a very good look by Connor Kennedy. That time he finds Mulville for the easy bucket.
Christian lost the ball going into the lane, but the ball ticked off a Cape May Tech player's leg, so Wildwood will have possession. Valentin in the corner, traveled with it.
And that will be the third turnover here in the first quarter against the Warriors. 43.1 seconds to go. It's the Hawks 16, Wildwood High 15.
Long inbounds pass is going to go off of Cape May Tech and out of bounds. Mulville tried to save it in, but he couldn't get there in time.
And that's going to be the 8th turnover against the Hawks. It's hard to believe they've turned it over 8 times in this quarter, and they lead by 1.
30 seconds to go in the period, and it looks like Wildwood wants to take the last shot. As Francis Christian just dribbling the ball right inside the division line. 15 seconds to go now. Walks the ball over to the left side in front of the Cape May Tech bench. Now takes it right side off a screen. Dribble penetrates, kicks to Flanders. Flanders for 3, no good, but a foul. And David Flanders is going to go to the line for 3 shots. He was fouled by C.J. Wise.
Yeah, not to point out the obvious, but not a very good foul. 5.5 seconds, and he runs out at a three-point shooter and clearly fouls him right in front of the official. Flanders will go to the line for 3 free throws.
First one was no good. There's 5.5 seconds to go in the period. Second free throw is good. And Flanders will get a third foul shot as he was fouled on a 3-point attempt. And that free throw is in and out, so he was only 1 of 3. He's probably the best pure shooter on Wildwood's team, and he only went 1 of 3 there from the line. Tech can't get a shot away as the buzzer sounds. So we're tied at 16 after 1 period. Wildwood 16, Cape May Tech 16. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast at 98.7thecoast.
For 9 from the floor in that first quarter, and they pummeled Wildwood on the boards 9-4.
Hemingway with it on the right side. Comes out high, pass tipped, stolen away by Jose Valentin. He goes the other way and lays it in. Great defensive play by Jose Valentin. Got out in the passing lane, knocked it in the backcourt, retrieved it, went to the basket. Mulville, a right elbow jumpers and air ball. Saved in nicely by Kennedy. Shovels it to Hemingway, who lays it up and in. Inbounds pass, miscommunication by Wildwood. Connor Kennedy the other way. He is fouled by Hills, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
That's going to be the 4th turnover against Wildwood High here in the first half. And now they're going, because one of the coaches came out onto the floor, they're going to have to sub for the player that went down hard, who would have been going to the foul line.
Yeah, so Connor Kennedy will go out. Rob Darby's going to come in. And Darby will shoot the 2 free throws.
Yeah, because the coach comes out on the floor,
yeah,
the player has to come out of the game.
For at least 1 tick of the clock.
But
Darby missed the first free throw badly.
Would he be able to come back in and shoot the second free throw?
No. Second free throw is good. And it's 19-18 Tech. Clock has started, so now he can come back in, bud, at the next opportunity.
I know people were out there thinking that. That's why I asked you.
Okay. Here's Flanders. Goes to Christian. Christian, a baseline drive. He stepped on the end line. Turnover, Wildwood, and Kennedy will check back in.
And that will be the 5th turnover against the Warriors. 7:07 to go here in the second quarter. It's 19-18. Excuse me. Cape May Tech on top.
Kennedy working against Flanders. Goes to the right side. Stripped by Christian. He kept it in bounds. Francis Christian pushing for Wildwood, and he's fouled by Connor Kennedy.
And that's just a frustration foul by Kennedy, the sophomore. And how many times do you see that, especially in young players? You turn it over, and then bang, you commit the foul.
Here's Madel, back to Christian. Wildwood with the ball, trailing by 1. Flanders on the left side. Flanders goes high to Ramagosa, right side to Christian. Christian up high to Madel. Swings it over to Valentin. Valentin, right elbow jumper, not really a good shot. That was heavily contested. And the rebound to Jake Hemingway for Cape May Tech. Here's Mulville working against Madel. Mulville right side. Into the lane. Floater off the glass, no good. Christian the rebound for Wildwood. He wants to run. Christian across the timeline. Christian goes right around the man. Kicks across to Flanders, who lost the ball. Connor Mulville used his right foot to kick the ball to himself. Kept the ball alive. But then he turns it over up the other end. Christian to the basket. He's stripped. The ball will go out of bounds off of Cape May Tech. Francis Christian, who's normally very unselfish, had a player way ahead of the pack and decided to take it himself. And ended up, Christian now throws the ball off of a player to inbound it, misses the layup, got his own rebound, into the lane, scooping left-handed layup is up and good. And now Wildwood up by 1 at 20-19, 5:39 to go in the first half. And now we have a timeout called well away from the ball as Jake Hemingway for Cape May Tech had a sneaker untied.
I was going to say we could call that a tie-out. Hemingway ties his sneaker lace.
Darby with it for the Hawks, guarded by Madel. Now it's Hemingway on the wing, picked up by Ramagosa. Up high to Pastor. Swung left side to Darby. Darby holding Matt Rucci into the game for Wildwood for the first time. Shot up by Kennedy's no good. Christian a long rebound for Wildwood to the basket. Layup is good and did a great job of avoiding a charge as Darby did a good job of getting into defensive position. But Christian, just tremendous body control to go around him without making contact.
He just has unbelievable body control when he leaves his feet to go to the basket.
Kennedy. And now we're going to have a foul called against Wildwood. Ramagosa. That's going to send Jake Hemingway to the line for a 1-and-1. The officials are trying to come together to determine who the player was that actually got fouled, and now they're going to say it was Hemingway. So he'll go to the line for a 1-and-1.
4:56 to play here in the second quarter. 22-19, Wildwood on top.
Free throw's good. He'll get another. Hemingway already with 9 points.
1 of 2 from the foul line tonight so far. He will get one more.
Second one's also good. Now he'll come out in favor of Corey Hoffman. C.J. Wise also checking into the game to replace Rob Darby. So it's 22-21, Wildwood on top. Christian with the ball for the Warriors. Goes to Madel on the right side. Madel dribble drive around Wise. Baseline jumper, no good, but he was fouled. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
C.J. Wise picks up his second, team's 6th.
This game right now has as much flow as Matt Ulmer out on the town on a Saturday night. A lot of whistles.
13 fouls called so far in a little over 11 minutes.
Madel missed both foul shots for Wildwood.
Very unlike Anthony Madel at the foul line.
Wildwood is only 2 for 7 from the line in this game. Here's Wise working against Madel. Wow, tough shot, and he made it. Fall away jumper with 2 hands in his face. Wildwood up quickly, and I'm going to have a travel called on Matt Rucci ahead of the pack.
And that is going to be the 7th turnover against the Warriors. Cape May Tech has turned it over 11 times, so it's 18 turnovers between the 2 teams. 13 fouls are called.
Kennedy gets it in the post to Pastor. Pastor dips in off the glass, no good. Long rebound taken by Christian. Connor Kennedy took it right out of his hands, and then he lost it off of his leg and out of bounds, and Wildwood will have it. (23-22), Tech on top, 4:05 to go in the second quarter. Christian with the ball for Wildwood. Into the corner to Madel. Madel for 3. That's way short. Now we're going to have a foul called on Matt Rucci underneath on the rebound. That's going to send Jake Hemingway down to shoot 1-and-1. We are at the point now where we're having a whistle every other possession.
3:53 to play here in the second quarter. 23-22, Cape May Tech has retaken the lead, and Hemingway with a chance to increase it.
Devontae Oglesby is in for Wildwood for the first time. Hemingway's 1-and-1 opportunities no good. Christian the rebound for Wildwood. 3:50 to go in the first half. Christian on the left wing lost the ball momentarily and then stepped on the sideline. It goes out of bounds. And, you know, if we talked about this at the top, buddy, without disrespecting Cape May Tech here, but, you know, Wildwood has had a tendency to play to the level of their competition. If this Wildwood team showed up on Saturday, Middle would have won the game by 35. Here's Kennedy for Tech.
Wildwood's turned it over 9 times so far, and they only turned it over 14 for the entire game against that tenacious Middletown.
Here's a steal by Christian. Christian through the lane, and he is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. And again, I thought Christian had an opportunity to pass ahead there for an open layup, and he decided to keep it. And let's see if we can have the same joker in the stands clapping and making noise while Wildwood's shooting free throws. You know, it's one thing for kids to do it, but I always get a kick out of 50 and 60-some-year-old adults making noise while a 15, 16, or 17-year-old kid's in a free throw line trying to make a shot.
Connor Kennedy picks up his second, team's 7th.
Christian made 1 of 2, and now Wildwood is going to call a timeout. Tied at 23, 3:20 to go, second quarter. It's a 30-second timeout, but we will take a quick break back after this on 98.7 The Coast. All right, back at Cape May Tech, tied at 23, 3:20 to go, second quarter, out of the timeout. Kind of a surprising score here. Millville and Holy Spirit are tied at 39 with less than 2 minutes to go in the game.
Wow.
Keep you updated on that. Here's Pastor through the middle, and he traveled. That's an illegal jump stop. That's a good call by the official. When you jump stop, you must come down on both feet at the same time, and he kind of did that little crow hop as if he was throwing to first from shortstop after fielding a ground ball, buddy.
Yeah, I don't. Should we call it a crow hop or a hawk hop? It's the 14th turnover against Tech.
Tie game at 23.
Either way, it was for the birds.
That's right. Valentin to Hills. Hills an 18-foot jumper, and that breaks a drought for Wildwood. They hadn't had a field goal for a while, and now they're up 25-23. Mulville over to Wise. Wise, a freshman, on the wing, bounces to Pastor through the lane, right to the rim, and he lays it up and in.
That was way too easy as the lane parted like the Red Sea for Pastor, and he took advantage of it.
Christian against Mulville. Stops. Goes to Hills, another 18-footer. That one's going to be way short. Long rebound, knocked around. Hemingway has it for Cape May Tech. Tied at 25. 2:20 to go in the first half. Mulville right side against Valentin. Fumbled the dribble, kicks across. Wise an 18-footer. Off the rim, no good. Rebound taken by no one, actually. It was tied up between Hemingway and Oglesby. Alternating possession over to the Warriors.
2:05 to play here in the first half. We are knotted at 25 apiece. It's the Wildwood Warriors and the Cape May Tech Hawks.
Francis Christian for Wildwood. Calling out a play in the way Wildwood's executing tonight. I don't even know why he bothers. Here's, and I don't mean that for him, it's his entire team. Flanders a drive. That shot was blocked, and then it goes off of Flanders and out of bounds. Good defense by Connor Kennedy.
Connor Kennedy's actually having himself a pretty good basketball game.
Yes,
here.
he is.
He's got 4 rebounds, 4 points. Doing a good job defensively.
Tied at 25, 1:35 to go first half. Mulville is fouled by Valentin.
And Jose Valentin, he'll pick up his first. Team's 9th. 1:34 to play. It's going to send Connor Mulville to the line for a 1-and-1. We are knotted at 25 apiece.
Free throw is good.
Mulville's first trip to the charity stripe here tonight.
Second one's also good. So Tech has a 27-25 lead. Francis Christian holding between the two circles, trying to position players and run a set play here. In the corner to Hills. Hills, a 19-footer, had his foot on the line. He knocked it down. Hills with 6 points now. Mulville with it in the backcourt, got it to Kennedy. Kennedy, center of the floor to Hemingway. And Hemingway goes over to Mulville. Mulville pulls up for 3. That's short. Rebound to Kennedy, and it's good. Kennedy slipped in between 3 Warrior players. Here's Madel for a long 2, and that's good, off of a good pass from Francis Christian after dribble penetration.
29-29, 30 seconds to go, first half.
Mulville, cross midcourt, center of the floor to Hemingway. Back to Mulville, steps in, goes back to Pastor, now it's Mulville again.
Possession arrow is in Tech's favor to start the second half, Brian. Under 20 seconds, 17 seconds to go, first half.
So it looks like Tech wants to take the last shot. Kennedy over to Wise. Wise holding, steps in, shot up. That's not a good shot there. Now Wildwood's going to have an opportunity to push. Here's Christian in the corner. Madel for 3, no good but a foul. And let's see if this is a 3-point attempt. It is going to be a 3-point shot with a 3-point free throw attempt here. 3-shot free throw attempt with 1/10 of a second remaining in the half.
Well, there's multiple reasons why that was a very bad foul. 1/10 of a tick on the clock. 2, Connor Kennedy, who has played a good game, the sophomore tonight here in the first half, now picks up his 3rd foul. Anthony Madel goes to the line to shoot 3. He knocks down the first. But now Connor Kennedy, with 1 tick left, a tenth of a second on that clock, picks up his 3rd foul.
Madel rattles home the first 2 free throws. He's now 2 for 4 from the line. He's got 4 points in the game. This is the 3rd of 3 free throws. And the 3rd one's short. Rebound to Hemingway. That'll end the half. So it's 31-29. Wildwood on top as we head to the halftime break. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with the halftime report right after this. 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com. 31-29. Wildwood leading Cape May Tech here at the half. And a very sloppy first half, to say the least, buddy.
Yeah, the both teams have turned it over. Wildwood's turned it over 9 times. They had turned it over 9 times with about 3.5 minutes to go in that second quarter, and they were able to cut that down to go into the locker room. Cape May Tech, they turned it over 14 times. So the Warriors also got off 27 shots, excuse me, making 11. They're 1 for 6 from beyond the arc. And what's keeping Cape May Tech in this basketball game is they've out-rebounded Wildwood 14 to 10, and they are shooting 11 for 21. So they're shooting a little bit over 50%. The Warriors are shooting about 40, maybe 38% from the floor, and that's what's been able to keep, the Hawks hanging in. And I'll tell you what, this Cape May Tech team is gaining confidence, and after that tough loss last night, now it's a 16-minute basketball game as opposed to 32. They've got it down to 16 minutes. They're only down 2. The possession arrow is in their favor to start the second half. So the first couple minutes of this third quarter are going to be very, very important. Could Coach Scott McCracken get his guys, the Warriors, fired up in that locker room to come out here and go on a little bit of a run, maybe to shake Cape May Tech's confidence? And you look at Coach Bobby Ridgway for the Hawks. What will he have up his sleeve to see how they're going to come out and try and take that momentum right from the opening inbounds play.
All right, so Wildwood leads at 31-29. They actually took the lead with as Anthony Madel was fouled attempting a 3-point shot with 1/10 of a second to play in the half, and he made 2 of the 3. Tech will inbound. And it's Rob Darby, Connor Mulville, A.J. Pastor, Jake Hemingway, and Alonzo Love for Tech. Jose Valentin, West Hills, Dave Flanders, Anthony Madel, Francis Christian for Wildwood. Pass across from Hemingway is knocked out of bounds by Christian.
You can see Hemingway trying to be unselfish, but there where he had that ball, he goes up and tries to score. He's going to get fouled.
Hemingway in the post leans in, no good on the shot. Long rebound to Hills.
Well, maybe
Hills running.
Hills
to the basket, finger roll, no good. Valentin, the offensive rebound, he missed that, and the rebound comes down to Hemingway. Missed opportunity there for Wildwood.
Yeah, and that's a situation where you have 2 players, your inside players, 2 opportunities. Somebody's got to be able to score the basketball.
Darby with it for Tech, picked up by Flanders. Good defense there by Flanders to shut him off. Here's Hemingway against Hills. Goes to Pastor. Squares to the basket, doesn't take a shot, but got it down low to Mulville, who dips in and is fouled by Madel, and that's Madel's 3rd foul.
Yes, Anthony Madel, the senior guard, picks up his 3rd. It will be the first team foul against the Warriors here in the second half. 7:06 to go in the third quarter.
And actually, we have a correction to make, buddy. I was making that. Mulville makes both free throws. That Holy Spirit Millville game that was close was actually the girls' game. And Millville ended up pulling off an upset there, winning it 46-43. Francis Christian, couple crossover dribbles, fall away jumper is no good. That's not a good shot. How many times have we said that tonight? Not necessarily about him, but about quite a few shots that have gone up tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's Darby, goes over to Mulville.
That's a big win for Millville against Holy Spirit, whether it's boys or girls.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was a girls' score, though. Here's Love down the lane. His finger roll is good. Had the ball knocked out of his hands, was able to pick it up and got right to the rim. Christian in the lane, that's no good. Rebound to Cape May Tech. Mulville across midcourt. Mulville takes the ball to the right side. Cross-court pass to Love. Love down the lane. His layup is good.
And right there, good ball movement that time. Mulville with a cross-court pass. Love catches, goes hard to the rim on the left side, lays it off the glass and in.
Flanders for three. Bang. Off nice penetration from Christian. Wildwood needed that basket as Tech had scored the first 6. Mulville got it to Pastor against some pressure by Wildwood. Pastor stops, passes ahead to Love, and now it's Mulville. Stops, pops for 3. That's short. Long rebound goes right to Mulville as they fail to check out the shooter, but Christian strips Mulville as he drives to the basket. And now he's running for Wildwood. Through the lane, kicks out. Madel, that's an offensive foul. As Rob Darby did a good job of stepping in and taking that offensive foul from Francis Christian.
And that's going to be the first personal foul against the senior guard. Christian picks up his first, team's second.
And now we have a timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it here. 35-34. Cape May Tech on top, 5:23 to go third quarter. And you can tell right now, buddy, that Wildwood coach Scott McCracken is very frustrated at his team's play here as he's going deep into his bench now as Mikhail Poteet, who normally is just strictly a junior varsity player, is going to be summoned into the game, and he's just trying to find somebody who can give them something.
Yeah, right now they're playing lethargic. And as you had said in the first half, and again, it's not a knock on Cape May Tech, but we saw a team on Saturday night come out against Middle with a lot of energy on the defensive end, making smart decisions on the offensive end. And that same team tonight is very lethargic and not making good decisions, turning the ball over and not taking good shots.
Pastor threw it into Hemingway. Hemingway tried to throw it off of Hills, and he did so. Hemingway was falling out of bounds as he accepted the pass and did a nice job of turning and throwing the ball off of Wes Hills.
And the official pointed the wrong way, but quickly corrected himself.
Pastor to inbound. Got it to Mulville. Mulville trapped up to Pastor. And now it's Darby. Darby, cross-court look, was tipped. Now it's in the post to Pastor, tied up momentarily. Ball's loose, stolen by Hills. Hills, good look ahead to Flanders. The layup is good and a foul.
And again, that time, good ball movement by the Warriors. Pushing the ball down the floor, not over-dribbling, passing ahead, and good things will happen. And that time, Flanders, he gets to the rim. He gets fouled. He goes to the line for the three-point play. The old-fashioned way, if he can knock this one down.
36-35, Wildwood back on top. We've had numerous lead changes in this game. Free throw is no good. Wildwood's free throw struggles continue in this game. And here's Rob Darby for Cape May Tech. Trailing now by 1. They did have a 4-point lead a little earlier in the quarter. Darby really hounded by Christian. Lost the dribble, shoveled it to Pastor, and now Christian fouls Pastor reaching in.
And Francis Christian, is going to pick up his second. It's going to be the third team foul on the Warriors. 4:46 to go here in the third quarter. It's Wildwood 36, Cape May Tech 35.
Wildwood's only 5 for 12 from the foul line in this game. Here's Mulville behind a double screen for 3. Off the iron, no good. Hemingway got away with a push on the rebound.
Yes, he did.
Two-handed push on Wes Hills. But the ball, and then the rebound goes off of Wildwood and out of bounds. Here's Darby. Over to Mulville. 4.5 to go third quarter. Mulville, 12-footer, off the rim, no good. Rebound to Valentin. Valentin rips the ball away from some reaching Cape May Tech hands, gets it to Francis Christian. Passes down low to Mikhail Poteet, kicked out to Valentin, swung across to Christian, 3-ball, off the rim, no good. Rebound tipped around, and coming out of there is Darby. Has a man ahead of the pack. It's Love. His layup is good.
He finds him. Good job that time. Again, Darby dribbling with his head up.
Valentin top of the key. Tech back on top by 1. Passes across to Flanders. Flanders a drive baseline. Leans in, no good. Rebound Poteet in the middle is stripped. Ball's loose. Mulville came away with it. Saved it inbounds. They get it up to Pastor, and his layup is good. And Wildwood wants a timeout as Tech goes back up by 3 with 3:38 to go third quarter. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com. .338 to go third quarter. Brian Kniff alongside Buddy Tarbotten. 39-36.
And right there.
Cape May Tech on top of Wildwood.
And as you said, Brian, Coach Scott McCracken not happy with that sequence of plays, obviously going against his Warriors. After they go into the locker room with that 31-29 lead, the Hawks come out, score 6 straight to start the third quarter. Wildwood comes back with 5 straight, and now Cape May Tech has put 4 on the board, so it's been a seesaw game. And as you had said earlier, a lot of lead changes here tonight.
Warriors with possession. Across midcourt comes Francis Christian. Goes right side to Jones, dribble handoff with Christian. Behind Wes Hills' screen, steps in, knocks down a jumper, even though it seemed like Jake Hemingway initially got his hand on the ball.
He definitely got his hand on the ball, and Christian just showing how strong he is.
Loose ball center of the floor. Now we're going to have a traveling violation called on Cape May Tech. So Wildwood now, they were reeling a bit moments ago. They score a basket and now can take the lead with another basket here.
And that's the 18th turnover against the Hawks.
Christian now for 3, off the iron, no good, long rebound, taken by Mulville. Mulville swings it across to to Darby, up to Pastor. Pastor, that's an offensive foul. Great take by the sophomore, Mikhail Poteet, to step in and take that offensive foul.
That was good job. Again, Mikhail Poteet comes over and help side. He was playing it right up on top of that right block, and Pastor just not making a good decision. He needed to come to a jump stop, take a little jumper, use the backboard, but he did not. He picks up his second, team's second here in the second half. 2:40 to play, third quarter.
Wes Hills, an 18-footer, got it off a pass from Christian.
And Wes Hills has knocked down 4 jump shots tonight. He has not scored from inside. He's scored from 15 feet away or more.
Mulville, nice lob pass in the post to Hemingway. He's fouled before the shot. Cape May Tech will have possession underneath.
And they are going to get Mikhail Poteet. That will be his first, team's 4th.
They get it into Hemingway. Little jumper is no good. Long rebound to Hills. Hills pushing for Wildwood. Now sees he's 1-on-3 and does a nice job of backing it away. Now he's double teamed. Got the ball down low, and then it goes off of Wildwood and out of bounds.
That last rebound by Wesley Hills, Brian, was his first rebound of the basketball game. 2:10 to go, third quarter, 40-39. Wildwood leads.
And now Hills is called for a pushing foul as he bumped into Pastor right at half court. That's the 5th team foul already on Wildwood with 2:05 to go in the third quarter.
And that's going to be the 3rd personal on Wesley Hills.
Darby, right elbow. Got it over to Mulville between the circles. Takes it left side. Trapped. Got it in the post to Hemingway. Hemingway turns, fires, no good. Rebound. Loose on the floor. Coming out of there is Pastor, and now he is fouled. Score from up in Hamilton. Wildwood Catholic leads St. Joe 16-8 end of first quarter. That's a key United Conference game for Wildwood Catholic.
That's a very big game and a very tough gym to play.
In the swimming pool.
In the swimming pool.
Here's Darby, goes to Mulville. 40-39, Wildwood on top. Goes to Pastor. Pastor at the left elbow, goes to Love. Love for 3, that's going to be long, but a good box out on the weak side by Darby. He gets the rebound, it's knocked out of bounds by Wildwood.
1:33 to go, third quarter. It's the Warriors 40, the Hawks 39.
Mulville with it for Cape May Tech. Back to Darby. Darby working against Jones. Holds, goes to Mulville. Mulville right side, lobs nicely to Hemingway. Hemingway dips in, layup is good.
Good look that time, and then Jake Hemingway does a great job finishing.
And now it's Tech back on top by 1. Here's Hills, another 18-footer. That's an air ball, but Poteet tracks it down in the corner. Brings it out, goes to Jones. Wildwood another possession. Jones working against Darby, goes to Christian. Dribble handoff with Jones. Jones a dribble drive, kicks to Hills. Hills 18-footer off the rim, no good. Rebound goes off of Wildwood and out of bounds.
Wes Hills has got to follow his shot, Brian. He's shooting jump shots tonight from 16, 17, 18 feet, and he's just standing there and watching.
And now Malik Flanders, who very rarely gets varsity time, is in the game for Wildwood. Inbounds pass to Pastor. And Cape May Tech beats the pressure. Running is Darby, trapped in the corner, got it out to Love. He's pushed and fouled, though, by Oglesby, and that's going to send Darby to the line for a 1-1. And we are still in the third quarter.
39.4 seconds to be exact left to play in period number 3. 41-40, Tech on top. And Rob Darby going to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. 17 fouls against the Warriors, 2 against Cape May Tech here in the second half.
Free throw by Darby is good. He has 4 points in the game. He's 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Second free throw, he gets a friendly bounce. And now it's Tech by 3, 39 seconds to go in the quarter. Christian into the lane, floater, no good. Rebound, batted around. Christian came away with it, kicks out to Poteet. 18-footer, and he rattles it home. His first field goal. 23 seconds to go in the quarter. Love got it to Darby, center of the floor, stolen away by Valentin. Valentin to the basket, got it in a foul. And Wildwood goes back on top with 15 seconds to go in the period.
And again, Cape May Tech not finishing the period, the quarters strong, and allowing Wildwood to go on another little run here. That personal foul called on number 24.
James Holmes. 24, there's no 24 on the floor.
Yeah,
right?
that's...
Here's C.J. Wise into the lane, rattles it in and out. 5 seconds to go. Wildwood can get off the last shot. Here's Valentin to the basket, floats it, no good at the buzzer. Good recognition by Valentin to get the shot away. And Wildwood finishes it pretty well in the third quarter, and they now lead it 45-43, and we'll be back with the start of the fourth right after this on 98.7 The Coast at 987thecoast.com. Back at Cape May Tech, Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbotten. Wildwood scores the final 5 points of the third quarter to take a 2-point lead going into the fourth here over Cape May Tech at 45-43. End of the first quarter in a boys game, Holy Spirit leads Millville 20-12. In the girls game between those two schools, Millville a 46-43 winner in a little bit of an upset. And of course, one of the big stories tonight, Wildwood girls basketball coach Dave Troiano with his 600th career victory as they beat Cape May Tech 60-46. Here's Wildwood, Malik Flanders with it for the Warriors to start the fourth. Has it in front of the Warrior bench. Hands to Francis Christian. Christian working against Connor Mulville. Pulls a deep three. That's an air ball. And it's going to go out of bounds. Off of no one. The ball just ended up floating out of bounds after the air ball.
Francis Christian is 1 of 6.
Pastor gets it up, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Jake Hemingway, pushing off on Wes Hills. He tried to seal, and he did so pretty well, buddy, but then he extended his left arm and held Hills off. That's an offensive foul.
That's a tough call, too, because they were kind of really that was a 50-50 call. They could have called Hills as well, but Jake Hemingway will pick up his first, team's 4th.
Christian, dribble penetration into the top of the lane, kicks to Hills. 17-footer will be short. Long rebound to Christian in the top of the lane. Backs it away. Baseline drive, shut off and knocked out of bounds by Mulville.
And again, Wes Hills taking a 17-footer, then he's bouncing backwards towards the bench instead of following his shot. If he's going to shoot from out there, you got to follow your shot.
Christian for 3, and he rattles it home off dribble handoff from Wes Hills. Mulville with it in the backcourt. Wildwood showing pressure. Center of the floor to Pastor. Pastor trapped right inside the division line, then he double dribbled it.
And right now, the wheels are starting to come off the bus as Wildwood is on an 8-0 run going back to the end of that third quarter. They trailed 43-40. 7:06 to go in the basketball game. It is now 48-43. The Warriors on top, looking to increase their 5-point lead.
This is actually Wildwood's largest lead of the game. Neither team has actually led by more than this. Here's Christian to the right side. Tried to go high pick and roll with Hills. Hills did a great job of keeping it alive. Tried to shovel it out to a teammate, but the ball ended up trickling out of bounds.
And that will be the 11th turnover.
Mark Earhart
Wildwood
is in the game for Cape May Tech. And we have a violation called against Tech as the ball was handed inbounds, which you cannot do. You must throw the ball in. And Wildwood will have possession. 6:44 to go in the fourth. They lead by 5.
21st turnover against the Hawks.
Christian lobs in the post to Hills, out to Valentin. Valentin stopped at the right elbow, flips it out to Christian. Christian around a man, takes it to the left corner. Oh, they walk right away from him, so he fires a 3, but it's short. Pastor to rebound for Cape May Tech. Lost his dribble, gets it back to Mulville. Mulville trapped in the backcourt, center of the floor. Tip stolen away by Valentin. Running is Christian. He missed the finger roll. Earhart the rebound, and he's fouled by Malik Flanders. And Earhart will walk down and shoot 2 shots.
And that is going to be the first personal foul on Malik Flanders. 8th team foul against the Warriors.
You want to talk about a swing right here, buddy. That is a bunny layup that Francis Christian should really make to put his team up by 7. He misses it, and now Tech's going down to potentially cut the lead to 3.
Big free throws here for Mark Earhart.
Free throw is short. No good. That's actually a 1-and-1, excuse me. So here comes Christian running for Wildwood. Got the floater to go. Took some contact, laid it in. Wildwood now on a 10-0 run, and now Cape May Tech is going to call timeout. 50-43, Wildwood on top, 5:54 to go in the game. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast. Back at Tech, Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbott, and 5:54 to go in the fourth quarter. And Wildwood, going back to the latter stages of the third quarter, has scored 10 straight points to build the largest lead of the game for either team as they now lead it by 7 at 50-43. And we've got another final in. And in a girls' game, Ocean City rolls all over Hamilton 54-16. Julia Duggan leads a balanced Raider attack with 14 points. What a resume Julia Duggan has up there, buddy. She'll go down as without question, one of the top 5 players ever to play at Ocean City.
And that's saying something.
Yeah, exactly. 1,000 points and 1,000 career rebounds. She's headed to Ryder next year, and in all honesty, Ryder probably got a steal to get her. Here is Connor Kennedy back into the game with some foul trouble, and he's fouled by Christian on a pass. And that's going to send Kennedy to the line for a 1-and-1.
And that will be the 3rd personal foul on the senior, Francis Christian. 9th team foul. And as you said, Connor Kennedy will now go to the line with 5:49 to go. His team trails by 7, 50-43.
Free throw by Kennedy is good. That breaks the 10-0 run by Wildwood. It's now 50-44. Another final in a girls' game. Wildwood Catholic moves over 500 at 9-8. They beat Bridgeton 42-23 tonight. Kennedy's second free throw is good. Olivia Rulon with 18 for Wildwood Catholic.
And again, the Hawks continue to hang tough. 50-45, 5:49 to go in the game.
Here's Malik Flanders in the backcourt, trapped. Wildwood's got to get it up quickly. Jones.
They just beat the 10-second.
Jones nearly had it stolen away by Mulville. Here's Christian trapped, stripped, got it back. Dribble penetrates, kicks across to Valentin, who double dribbles.
Yes, he did. And that will be the 13th turnover against the Warriors. Cape May Tech trails by 5.
Here's Kennedy. Right side trapped. Goes across. Oh, what a great look by Love. Got it down low to Hemingway, who laid it up and in.
Absolutely. Alinzo Love with a good high-low feed.
Christian into the lane, takes a bump. No good, but he'll go to the line as he pushed it quickly.
50-47, 5:07 to play in the game. Connor Mulville picks up his first, team's 5th. Christian at the line shooting 2.
Free throw is good. He has 20 points in the game. He's averaging just over 20 per game for the season. Second free throw's way short, but the long rebound comes all the way out to him. Now he pulls a 3, no good. Rebound on the weak side by Mark Jones, that's no good. And Hemingway the board for Cape May Tech. Mulville tried to pass down low. It was tipped by Wildwood and out of bounds. Tried that pass in transition. 51-47, Wildwood on top, 4:53 to go in the 4th. Mulville lobs it into Hemingway. Layup is good.
You talk about a strong power move to the hole.
Christian trying to go around Love. Floater along the baseline. That's no good. And then Jones hammers Hemingway on the rebound. And I'll tell you what, buddy, we've praised him for his play this year about how much he's matured. Francis Christian has really regressed back to some of his younger days tonight. I mean, there are a lot of poor shots and a lot of poor decisions on his end tonight.
And as you said, he has really his growing as a player has been unbelievable this year. But tonight, we're not seeing that. He is 8 for 24 from the floor, and against Middle, he shot 9 for 27.
But he had a much better floor game against Middle.
Absolutely.
Though. Hemingway makes both foul shots, and now all of a sudden we're tied at 51 as Cape May Tech has gone on an 8-1 run.
And, Saturday night against Middle, he had Darrell Shelton or Tommy Cadnoso on him for most of that game.
Christian center of the floor to Valentin to the basket, no good. And the rebound to Cape May Tech. They can take a lead here. Here's Connor Kennedy. Throws it in the corner to Pastor, gets the return pass and then travels. But Wildwood will have possession, 4:22 to go in the basketball game.
And that will be the 23rd turnover against the Hawks. 4:22 to go, 51-51.
Christian center of the floor against some pressure by Tech. Goes high post to Hills. Hills to the basket. A lot of contact. And a foul comes, and Hills will go to the line.
And they're going to call that on Jake Hemingway. His second, team 6. As you said, it's going to send Hills to the line to shoot 2.
Here's Hills. Misses the first foul shot. If I didn't have a microphone, here, I'd tell this guy to grow up. You got to be kidding me. The way he's heckling a high school kid. Hills makes the second free throw. He should be embarrassed. We're doing a pretty good job embarrassing him for him. Here's Mulville. Pass ahead to Kennedy. Kennedy up the sideline, now into the top of the lane. Jumper is
nice
good.
Move by Kennedy. But obviously this particular fan doing that did not get picked to play in many reindeer games.
Hills a floater over Hemingway, and the layup is good. And Wildwood back on top. We have another lead change at 54-53.
Yeah, stay tuned. You don't want to go away from this one.
3:35 to go in the game. Mulville's pass ahead to Pastor. Hands back off to Mulville, and now Cape May Tech will reset its offense.
It was 50-43 Wildwood. Then the Hawks came roaring back. Now the Warriors lead 54-53.
Pastor lobs it in low. Hemingway, yes, with the layup.
If Hemingway's going to catch the ball down there on that block, Brian, they're not going to stop him. He is really showing some nice skill sets down low on the block.
Timeout on the floor, 55-54. Tech on top, 3:16 to go in the game. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast at 987thecoast.com.
Where they were able to convert the free throws, and then that started the momentum back their way.
Mike Veltri around a double team for Wildwood. Passes in the post to Valance and turns, fires, no good, short. Needed to come back a step and use the backboard. Here's Tech up by 1. Kennedy, a baseline drive, reverse layup, no good. Rebound taken by Malik Flanders. Got it over to Christian. Christian into the lane, scooping left-handed layup is good, and it's now Wildwood by 1. Christian had a steal and then chucked up a 3, and now we have a timeout called by Cape May Tech. I think he chucked that 3 because he was falling out of bounds. He was trying to save it, really. Tech now, after they get possession, calls a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here. 56-55, Wildwood now on top with 2:35 to go in the game.
And that's basically what had happened. He comes up with the steal, but he had no one to throw the ball to. Knew he was falling out of bounds, hoping that the worst-case scenario, he could toss it back, hit the rim, and maybe one of his teammates could come down with it. That did not happen. But at that time, that was a pretty heads-up type of play. 56-55, the Wildwood Warriors on top. 2:35 to play. Cape May Tech will have the basketball coming out of this timeout. And also, the possession arrow right now is in the favor of the Hawks.
56-55, Wildwood on top. Kennedy, top of the key, goes to Love. Love to Pastor. Over to Kennedy.
Wow,
Kennedy steps in. 15-foot jumper is short. Long rebound comes down to Francis Christian. Christian across midcourt. Christian stops. Oh, what a nice little move inside 2 players and lays it up and in.
Now that's the type of moves we're used to seeing
comes
him
with
make.
a strong jump stop there, buddy, and then split 2 defenders.
Absolute beautiful body control.
Inside 2 minutes to go, Wildwood by 3.
Nobody does it like him.
Here's Mulville. On the right wing, long 2 on the way, no good. Long rebound to Pastor. Dips in, jump hook, no good. Kennedy for 3, in and out as the rebound went out to him, and now Wildwood has it up by 3. Christian across midcourt. Double teamed, lost the handle, is able to regain it right inside half court. Stops, pops for 3. That's not a good shot. Rebound to Tech. Mulville a breakout. The layup no good, but a foul. And Connor Mulville will go to the line for 2 shots. Wildwood up 3 with 1:30 to go. They didn't need that 3-point attempt by Francis Christian. And now Mulville is slow to get up, and it looks like he may have tweaked his left knee.
Well, that was a good, clean foul by Mark Jones. Jones picks up his 4th. He was going for the ball, so there's not even a question of whether or not an intentional could have been called. But in a position like that, obviously Connor Mulville is going to be awkward because he's going to be leaving his feet, extending himself to try and go through like you're supposed to.
He's going to try to stay in the game here and shoot these 2 free throws. His team trails by 3 with 1:25 to go in the game. Rolls the first one home.
He's a pretty good foul shooter, so I can understand, and he's a competitor. He does not want to come out.
He's 5 for 5 in the game from the line. He's got 9 points. Second free throw is good. He's now in double figures with 10. And it is a 1-point game with 1:25 to go.
He survives the broadcaster jinx.
Yes. Wildwood by 1. And let's see if the Warriors spread the floor here. Christian to Jones. Jones to Hills, tipped away by Hemingway. It's loose in the back, in the front court, and it's going to go off of Tech and out of bounds.
Wow, that's a tough break, and again,
a great play by Jake Hemingway.
Oh, absolutely. Jake Hemingway leaving it all out here on the floor tonight.
Christian double teamed. Passes nearly stolen by Kennedy. Wildwood needs a timeout. And, oh, wow, Wildwood caught a break there because Tech just tipped it out of bounds. I don't know if Wildwood was going to break the 10-second count. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here, 58-57 with 59 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. And it's almost sad to say, buddy, you almost want to say that the team that doesn't make the last mistake might win this game.
I don't know necessarily if that was really tipped. I think they might have gotten a timeout before he lost it out of bounds.
Right. You might be right.
And that was the lead official paying attention, doing a good job, looking towards the Wildwood bench, knowing that the trap and whatnot was coming in that full court pressure. It was initially tipped, but I think Christian came back, got possession again, then he lost it. But nonetheless, it will be Warrior ball, as Wildwood did get a timeout, just under 1 minute to go, 59 seconds. It's 58-57. Wildwood High on top. Cape May Tech going to the line. The rest of the game shooting 2. The next foul on the Hawks will put the Warriors at the line shooting a 1-and-1. So Cape May Tech still with some fouls to be able to put Wildwood on the line to go for a 1-and-1. And as we saw Saturday night, Brian, the Warriors missed 3 front-end opportunities of 1-and-1s when it could have put them back in the game.
Here's Christian in the backcourt against some pressure. Dribbled it off the back of his foot. Got it to Jones. Jones back to Christian. Christian to the basket. Rejected by Hemingway and out of bounds. I don't know why he's even going in there, to be honest with you.
That was as close as a 10-second violation as you're going to see.
Wildwood is playing as if they're down 1 when they're really up 1. Now Christian will back it away after that inbound. Spins away from Mulville, breaks a 5-second count. Takes the ball to the left wing. Baseline. Now goes out to the right wing. Still holding the dribble inside 30 seconds. Lobs it over to Jones. Jones to Hills. Hills a drive. Floater. No good. Rebound. Hemingway throws it off the Hills and out of bounds. And Cape May Tech, with 19 seconds to go, can come down and take the lead with a bucket. Another timeout on the floor, and we're going to keep it here. 58-57, Wildwood on top. And, again, that's just not a good decision there by Wildwood, buddy.
No.
West Hills, I mean, it's a contested layup attempt from a bad angle. When you're up 1 in this situation, you only want to take wide-open layup attempts.
It has to be a wide-open layup attempt. And there, he's driving the left baseline. He's got to try and use the backboard. He's got to get some kind of an angle not just throwing up a flip shot that ended up being an air ball. I mean, it went over the rim, came down on the other side, and Jake Hemingway, Connor Mulville doing a good job. The Hawks as a team going for that defensive rebound. Hemingway coming up with it, and as he's falling out of bounds, having the presence of mind to be able to throw it off of a Warrior so his team retains possession of the ball. Wow, 19.6 seconds to go. 58-57. Wildwood on top.
Any foul by Wildwood here will send Tech to the line for 2 shots.
And again, Tech can still send Wildwood to the line for one-on-ones.
Here comes Kennedy. Got it up to Mulville. 15 seconds to go. You figure they're going to go down to Hemingway if they can. Here's Mulville in between the 2 circles. 9 seconds to go. Goes to Pastor. Pastor back to Mulville. Mulville, top of the lane. Bounces down low, and it's stolen away by Jose Valentin, and he's fouled from behind. With 1.9 seconds to go, and Valentin will go down and shoot a 1-and-1.
And that foul was called on Alinzo Love. That's his second, team 7th.
They're going to send Malik Flanders to the line. Flanders, I don't think, was even near the play. I'm not sure they have the right shooter here. But it's going to be Flanders to the line for a 1-and-1. Yeah, now Bob Ridgway complained about it, and now they're going to get Valentin in there. The one official was the one who pointed to Flanders and put him in there. Here's Valentin for a 1-and-1 with 1.9 to go. In and out, rebound Hemingway. They lob it ahead, and they don't get a shot away. And that's the game. Kind of a bizarre ending to what was really a bizarre game, and Wildwood wins it 58-57. And we'll be back right after this to wrap it up. 98.7 The Coast and 987thecoast.com.